Well, welcome, Taj. Thank you for joining me. It's so great to have you. If you have not met me, my name is Candy B. I am the founder of Candy Marketing Store and also the co-founder of Black Commerce Maryland, where we connect the Black consumer with the Black business owner in furtherance of the Black dollar. So here in Maryland. And I have with me today my guest, Taj Thomas, the founder, the president and CEO of Lion Solutions. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Candy, for having me. Thank you for Black Commerce of Maryland for also having me. This is going to be amazing. So hopefully I can share some great information about us, myself, and enjoy this podcast.
Absolutely. So, first of all, I'm very curious. The I in your name is silent, right? How did you get the name Taj? Like,
Oh my gosh. I did not know this was going to be a some personal questions. So Taja
okay.
means, yeah, Taja has a meaning. It means born in his father's image.
Oh, nice.
So it kind of I've also heard in some dialects and languages, it also means king or crown.
Mm-hmm.
So all those also heard that. So I'll take crown.
I
But
like
it's
that.
Taja, and everyone calls me Taj for short, like Taj Mahal.
Okay. Okay. Got you. Nice. Well, I think that's a beautiful name. I think that we don't put enough, emphasis on names and what they mean. So I think that's great. So
Thank
when you
you.
were 5, did you see yourself doing what you're doing right now?
I did not. You said at 5 years old? Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, no. At 5 years old, Um, I thought one of the coolest occupations I saw was either a firefighter
Mm-hmm.
and not just being a firefighter, but actually sitting in the back of the fire truck. There was a ladder control system, and it was a person that sat up in there, and you can see him, and he controlled the ladder with a steering wheel. I thought that was the coolest job in the world. And also being in sanitation. You have those folks that
Oh,
come pick up
okay. Mm-hmm.
your garbage, the sanitation teams hanging off the back of a garbage truck or a dump truck. I thought
Okay.
that was the coolest stuff in the world at 5 years old. So
At five, that makes sense.
those are what interests me as a 5 year old. The dangerous
Right.
jobs.
Right. I think that's typical boy stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
So how did you wind up here with this Black-owned tech company in Montgomery County, Maryland? How did that happen?
Interesting. So, my background is in information technology. I've been a technologist or subject matter expert since I started my career in IT coming out of school back in 1998. So I've been doing IT almost 30 years.
Nice.
I've always enjoyed tampering with electronics, and it was something at 11 and 10 and 10, 11, 12 years old. I think my first Atari 2600 gaming console, I think that came out somewhere in 1985,
Wow.
1986.
Sorry, takes us back, right?
Oh yeah, I'm taking this back. I'm just throwing my age all out there over the internet.
I'm right there with you.
Um, and I was really interested in taking it apart. I would take it apart and put it back together and take it. So that's where it started, right? Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it wouldn't. I knew I better get it working again because my mom was not paying $50 for a console because
I was just gonna say.
I believe that's what
Right,
it cost
right.
back then. So electronics and tampering, that was always something I just enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to work with my mom. She worked at the World Bank. She retired from the World Bank.
Oh, nice.
And when you bring your kid to work, and I would just kind of play on the computer. She sit me over in the room, it's a little Macintosh there. So I just enjoyed that was just something that was fulfilling to me. Going
Mm-hmm.
to the computer lab in elementary school, we probably went once a year, right? It probably was one computer,
Wow.
right? So those were the things that kind of excited me. And I just kind of
Mm-hmm.
knew when I grew up that somewhere around that world would be where I enjoyed. So as
Mm-hmm.
middle school tech became a little bit more tangible.
Mm-hmm.
So computer labs, I took any computer course I could at the middle school and high school level. I took data DBase 3 and DBase 4, and I took
Mm-hmm.
computer programming. I took every computer class offered from middle through high school because that's really where I excelled. My
Okay.
handwriting was always crap. So I was also the only boy in typing. I took typing one and typing two
Really? The
in
only
high
boy.
school,
That's
right? So a
interesting.
class full
Okay.
of girls, I'm in there. So I was typing maybe 45 words per minute in
Yeah,
11th
not bad.
grade.
Not bad. Not too shabby.
So so together with the tech, with the typing, I knew that I can kind of navigate. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so Candy, that's kind of where where technology started me.
Mm-hmm.
Being an IT technologist for mentioned 28 years, started at Marriott International as a contract on the help desk, the service desk.
Mm-hmm.
Went over to USDA as a
Oh, okay.
contractor. I did about 16 years of my career there, and I was in numerous roles
Mm-hmm.
in enterprise IT. And then I moved out of the kind of SME roles more into leading teams, so more into the IT director role for IT healthcare company right here in Rockville, Maryland. And then
Mm-hmm.
out of the blue, Candy, I said, you know what? What if? What is starting a company? What's that mean? Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, what's that entail? I always
Right.
thought I never strived or ever thought about being a business owner. It was something, one for us, as a minority or disadvantaged community,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
something we were never taught. That was something that never came out of my family.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was something that you already had to be rich. You already had to put your house on the market and take out an $18 million loan, right? Something that I would never qualify
Right.
for to start a
Right.
business. I never knew starting a business only cost you probably $100 to get certified, to get your business off the ground and incorporate it. And that was
Mm-hmm.
starting a business. That was the first steps. So no, to answer your question with this long story, I never had an idea that I would be a business owner. It never was something I just truly strive to be the best person, the best technician, the
Mm-hmm.
best teammate and
Mm-hmm.
leader I could be. And it drove me into information technology entrepreneurship.
Right. I think that's great. And what is your advice for people who, you know, may be in your shoes right now and they're wondering, is that a step I should take?
Yeah, I think over time, I started Lion Solutions in 2016. So we are 10 years old.
Oh, congratulations on
Um,
the 10-year
we
anniversary.
Thank you, thank you. So we're 10 years old, but I went full time because once you start the company, me being most of us who start or embark on entrepreneurship, we're a subject matter expert in something because it's
Mm-hmm.
something that drove us. Um, so as I started the company, I was still working full time as an IT leadership role for a company for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
As I started to kind of learn and develop and take training courses and small and business development courses to really understand what's leadership mean, what's a CEO mean, what's a president mean, what's leadership mean. Just because you're a subject matter expert, can you lead an organization?
Right.
Can you grow a business? Which markets are going to be in demand for you? What does
Mm-hmm.
government contracting look like? What's it mean? What are all these acronyms? What's state contracting look like? What's that mean? What's those acronyms? So learning
Exactly.
your landscape and just
Mm-hmm.
learning before you decide to quit your day job and go full time. So be ready. One thing I always shared in my classes is, be prepared, be proactive, be prepared, you
Mm-hmm.
know, be persistent, but be ready to persevere and be patient. So just know when you do have to come off of that gate, that fence, you're straddling entrepreneurship and working full time, that once you come completely over and you leave that 9 to 5 that's been paying you that
Mm-hmm.
salary that you're used to seeing,
Every two
it
weeks.
may not look like that when you come out on the other side. So I had to let the wife know these trips we used to take, they're going to be cut back. Those nice steaks you had, they may be hamburgers and hot dogs for a while. So your family and your support system has to know that when you go full time,
Mm-hmm.
but know when, right? 'Cause you can't wait too long because opportunity is not going to wait either for you. But straddle that fence and learn as much as possible before you too totally jump out of your employment and commit 110% to the business because you still have to eat. You still have to take care of your family. So just
Right.
be patient, learn, develop while you start your company,
Mhm.
um, build your network, be a great employee where when you do start your business, you have relationships that will look forward to supporting your entrepreneurship.
That's a good point.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really about that because I always tell individuals, your last customer as an employee more than likely should be your first customer if you
Mhm.
left that impression, right? Once you leave, come back and talk to them because they will
Mhm.
probably love to have you back to some capacity. So your last customer, the relationship and perception you leave there, you want that last because more than likely that will probably be your first customer. And that happened with me. My first government customer was my exact USDA agency I supported that
Oh,
I
wow.
love.
That's
So
really cool.
yeah, yeah. When they know you, they'll find you. They look forward to you. They look to see, they still
Yeah.
want you there. The capacity is just different,
Mhm.
but you're still there to support that mission. So just, don't rush it. Be patient, build your network, build your relationships. And, it's going to be a ride. It'll be a bumpy ride.
That's for sure. Well, as you know, we met when you did your first cohort for the Tech Plus boot camp, which was, amazing, amazing teaching. You and Stuart did such a fabulous job,
Thank
and
you.
would love to hear how that's going and more about that and why are you doing this, and why now, and what are we to believe because we have all this chaos going on with
Yeah.
AI and, are we going to
Yeah.
have jobs and, is tech still a good field to get into? So please speak to that for us.
Yeah, so and you were amazing students. So thank you for even trusting spending two of your weekends in class with us. So I think one of my efforts, one of the things in small business, my business is in Montgomery County. I live in Montgomery County. Are some of the challenges in the minority community, in the underserved community, in the disadvantaged community, is financial equity. It's
Yeah.
getting and having the same opportunities that others have.
Hmm.
What we wanted to do from a culture and soul perspective of Line Solutions is we did not want to be a training company, but I do want to find ways, how can I support and give back to individuals who look like me,
Hmm.
who may not feel like technology is a pathway for them? Because technology does not look like us. Technology opportunity does not look black, right? It does not look brown in some capacities. I believe I looked at some percentages nationally. I think Black African Americans in IT was somewhere around 13%. I think women in IT, completely all women, it was right around
Exactly.
20%.
Even less. Yeah.
Right. So the Hispanic community in IT as a whole, somewhere around 14, 15%, right? And that's based on population.
Hmm.
So how can I be an impact? How can I help? How can I help in this county?
Hmm.
So we partnered with CompTIA. We're a service delivery partner. We can teach and train all the CompTIA courses, as long as we have valid trainers who can teach that. But the CompTIA Tech Plus is that entry level certification and training program for individuals that have no IT background. I think I was seeing that spill being pitched on the CompTIA A plus, but the CompTIA A plus is a harder test. It's a harder directive to motivate those exploring IT. The CompTIA A plus, it requires you to have a year of experience in IT,
Wow.
right? So that was where that was A plus was being marketed as the entry level. And unfortunately, it is not for our mission. Our mission was to introduce those who are exploring IT. They're not sure if it's for them, right? Those who are maybe, seeking career change. Hey man, I've been an electrician for 4 years. What's IT look like, right? To
Hmm.
give them a taste of the disciplines of what IT would be.
Hmm.
For those who've been age discriminated, right? Sometimes you put your resume out there today and You got 25 years of experience. A lot of recruiters won't even give you a buzz.
Mm-hmm.
But shave off about 8 years. They'll give you a call back the day after you shaved it, right? So those who've been age discriminated, yep, I'm calling them all out right now.
No. Wow.
Those who've been federally impacted, Montgomery County ranked number 2 in Maryland, impacted by federal layoffs and RIFs. How
Wow.
can we help? How can we help that team? How can we help those impacted?
Mm-hmm.
Those neurodiverse, those who may have, some neurodiversity that just need a chance to get an
Mm-hmm.
idea. So our classroom was full of everyone. We had different ages, we had different gender, it was amazing. And it's for that. The mission is
Right.
really, let's get you into this CompTIA Tech Plus. Let's see if technology is for you, right? Can you commit to us 2 weekends? Right? 2 weekends is about 24 hours. Can you give us that? Because when you grow in IT, we're giving up weekends, we're giving up nights, we're giving up holidays. You're either studying or learning or developing, or
Mm-hmm.
you're either working, right? The network is yours. You're updating systems, you're patching, you're mitigating vulnerabilities, you're replacing hardware. This is the life you need to get used to. So that's one reason, Candy, I wanted to see who was going to sacrifice their weekends, who's truly interested in IT, because this is the culture, right? This is
Right.
going to be the feel of your life. Don't think it's an 8 to 5. Hey, your boss call you on a Saturday. I'm not working today. I'm off. That's not how that works when you get to that next level.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really what it's about. And the disciplines, right? Understanding it takes more than you just being a technologist. It's team building, it's
Yeah.
peer building. We built peer relationships in our class. Everybody had different backgrounds. We did icebreakers to really get to know who we are. We heard about individual challenges that people are going through together, right? And we got to work through those and talk about some of those situations. We got to talk about what the world's happening today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the cyber disruptions, and we talked about AI being
It's
a
so
a
interesting. Yeah.
technology revolutionary, and it's a disruption. We talked about COVID is when it kind of started things. Technology in the world looked different starting back at
Mm-hmm.
COVID. Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
not just this administration, but COVID, but kind of was the starting point of how things shifted. So yeah,
Yeah.
our commitment to our career catapult boot camp program, powered by WorkSource Montgomery, which is the worksource development organization in Montgomery County. It
Mm-hmm.
just allows us, Candy, to just hopefully touch a lot of people, bring people together. And we just get to cheer for them once they get that first certification or studies, or
Mm-hmm.
it
Mm-hmm.
just feels good to know that you can be of impact, other than me just being a financial donor, right? Everything isn't money driven.
Right.
I
Right.
wanted to do something that was going to be impactful other than just be a donor.
And I think that's amazing, Taj. And like I said, you guys, did a fabulous job. And it's great that you're still doing this in the community. And the fact that you're bridging that novice, the person who knows nothing about tech with, the real bare bones introduction before they move on, because that's intimidating, right?
Yes,
So
it,
I think
it
it's
can
great
be.
that you're that bridge. And
Thank
then
you.
what do you say to people who say, well, people in tech are getting laid off, so why should I pursue this right now?
Correct, correct. Yeah. And AI, right? So I
And
think
AI.
both. I think what
Hmm.
happens is I've seen and I've had conversations with federally impacted, residents who are now actually, coming to class, interested in the Career Catapult Boot Camp program, just to determine how do I bridge my experience with some tech. And a lot of them are actually going into entrepreneurship. So it's
Hmm.
amazing to see that they're
Hmm.
not struggling around
Hmm.
where's my next job in private industry or government. A lot of them are going into their own consulting, right? They're figuring
That's
out,
wonderful.
I need to know a little bit more about tech because I can't call a help desk anymore, right? Just enough to be dangerous, but also looking at how can this tech help me
Hmm.
in my organization to perhaps navigate some of those challenges. Same as AI, right? AI is disruptive. People wondering, is this class going to be valid with AI? Yes, it is.
Hmm.
AI is a tool. It's only a tool. They're looking to do more. It has a lot more roadmap when we're talking about agentic AI and we're talking about frontier AI, where AI is starting to really act and operate on behalf of.
Mm-hmm.
But there's challenges around it. There's AI governance around it. There's some concerns around the
Correct.
negativity and risk associated with that. And that's one thing I tell a lot of team. Cybersecurity is really about managing risk.
Risk.
There's going to be
Yes.
risk, but
Yep.
what's the level? What's the tolerance of risk your organization has or a customer has, right?
Correct.
We just letting AI agents run all over the place and do what they want. So you
That
still need to
and not to
understand.
interrupt you, but biased as well. So
Yeah, exactly. So we
yeah.
still need to understand the underlying foundations of what's truly happened across our enterprise, our network, our infrastructure, and we'll assist AI with human in the loop type responsibilities that we can validate that AI is doing what it should be doing properly.
Correct. Yes.
So yeah, there's no threat to AI taking opportunity, but I do let folks know that um, day-to-day opportunities that AI can handle,
Mm-hmm.
those are roles and responsibilities that we don't want you doing anyway. You've been doing it long enough. Let's upskill, let's reskill, let's get to these more
Correct.
high paying
Yeah.
opportunities, right? There's a lot of underemployment, right? Unemployed and underemployed. Let's get out of that job. If AI can
Mm-hmm.
do it, you shouldn't be there. Let's move up. Let's move you up a notch.
I'm so glad you make
So,
that point because not that I don't think that's talked about enough
yeah.
about the underemployment and upskilling, getting out of something that, if AI can do, like you said, do something else.
It's
Yeah.
just repetitious. Yeah, if it can
Yeah.
replace something so simple, and organizations will take the risk at that, we need to get you in class. We need to get you in some virtual learning. Let's upskill. Let's get to the next level. It's
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. And I think that's a negative impact, but I think it's positive to push people out of those comfort zones that sometimes we sit in a little too long.
At the end of the day, growth is always good, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and we only have a few minutes left, and I would love to know where where do you think Line Solutions will be in 2030?
Oh, 2030. All right, 4 years out. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I just came back down from DC. I just came from the 35th annual government procurement conference. They throw this
Okay.
big government conference every year. It's down at the Washington Convention Center. So I just got to my office to have this.
Yes.
We are road mapping. We are, government contracting, whether
Mm-hmm.
it be federal, state, local. We support nonprofits, commercial, but really wanting to scale in the government world.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really difficult. We've been doing all we can behind the scene. We've been preparing, right? Being proactive and prepared. There's certifications that we're starting to start getting moving again. There's some compliance certifications that we've been researching and getting vendors to support us in. So we want to make sure when January 2027 comes, we can really start taking flight. Just
Nice.
as much as my career catapult folks are in class with us, my organization was accepted into a TEDCO. It's
Oh,
called
nice.
TEDCO. Thank
Congratulations.
you. We were excited. We were accepted into the TEDCO. It's a bridge proposal lab. And
Mm.
they take 25 companies
Oh,
in each
wow.
cohort. So we're part of cohort two. We've been in there for the last 3 months. I think we
Excellent.
graduate. We graduate the end of this year sometime. And it's really about proposal, business development,
Mm-hmm.
proposal, and capture, right? Proposal development, capture an opportunity, and proposal writing is a science. So we're even in
Okay.
training. I
Okay.
have homework. I'm
Right.
studying. So
That's
we can so
excellent.
we can grow. We can really start preparing ourselves, Candy, for being a prime contract. We've been a subcontractor
Yes.
for a long time. So we I have
I love that.
I have short-term and long-term goals too for this organization because I'm
Mm-hmm.
the one responsible. As the CEO, I'm responsible for the growth of this organization and nobody else is.
Right.
And as much as I'm helping individuals in class, if we can't grow, I can't reach back and hire, right? I
Exactly.
can't grow.
Exactly.
So I have to do the same. As much as I'm pushing catapulters, I have to be motivated to push ourselves because we can do a lot more
And
than
one
we.
last question on that note. What does support make sense mean to you? That's the mantra for Black Commerce Maryland. So
What does support mean?
support makes sense.
Support makes sense. What's that mean to me?
Yeah. Sense as in sense, like
Oh,
money.
support. See, like money. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I mean, it's. I don't think. I tell people when you hear rich and very successful people speaking about being self-made, I just don't believe that's possible. I believe
Mm-hmm.
somebody's influenced, somebody's pushed, somebody's motivated you, somebody's held your hand, somebody's cried with you.
Exactly.
So I think for success to make sense, you can't do it alone. You
Yeah.
need partnership, you need relationships, you need others. So I
Yeah.
think that's how success makes sense. It's we do it together.
Exactly. I'm in total agreement with you. Well, Taj, this has been Taja. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today,
Thank
and
you. Thank you,
let
Candy.
the people know how they can connect with you and when the next cohort is.
All right, so we just completed cohort 4 last week. We will be programming our Career Catapult Bootcamp program. It is only free, unfortunately, for Montgomery County residents.
Oh, okay.
Um, and we will start programming our cohort 5 probably in late fall, mid-late fall. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm at linkedin.com and Taj, Taj hyphen Thomas. So Taj hyphen Thomas on LinkedIn.com. Connect with me. We do a lot of marketing. We'll post it. You'll know when that new programming is happening. And, cheer for us. Any successes
Mhm.
we get in the business,
Absolutely.
we
Absolutely.
post them. So yeah, definitely looking forward to meeting you. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Black Commerce Maryland, for even being interested and seeing what we're doing and the significance of how it's helping our community.
Of course. And we'll have your information in the show notes so people will be able to find it there as well. So
Wonderful, wonderful.
thank you again,
Thank you,
and we
Candy.
will see you again soon. Take care.
Have a great one. Have a great end of the week, everyone.
Ciao.